project across Scotland to articulate the benefits of that experience, particularly to employers, to educationalists and to political leaders. And it's the best way of doing that is not for me to stand here and give you some turgid description of the syllabus and the great advances that can be made by attendance. But the way to do it is to listen to someone who has had that experience. And that is what this project is about. Importantly, it is about hearing the voices not just of those who have been most successful, but from those who have come from the most difficult backgrounds and through no fault of their own sit in the bottom quartile, whose life chances have been significantly enhanced through the cadet organisations. And here I make a very special plea to point up the role of the adult volunteers who give of their time to enable that experience. That is more than enough from me. I'd like to introduce you to Cadet Colour Sergeant Lucy Burnside, who will pick up on some of the aspects of her own personal cadet experience. Lucy.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As Richard kindly introduced, I am Lucy Burnside. I have been an Army Cadet now since 2010. I am part of 1st Battalion Highlanders Army Cadet Force, and I attend Culloden Detachment, which is just about 15 minutes down the road for those of you who don't know it is. During my time as a cadet, I have done a variety of different things. I have progressed right the way through the Army Cadet Force syllabus, achieving my 4-star earlier on this year. And the syllabus has a range of topics which you can complete. It ranges from first aid, to navigation, to skill at arms, cadet and community. Each thing brings about different skills. Cadets has taught me a lot of things. It's given me a lot of opportunities, and it's allowed me to meet so many different people, ranging from the highest ranking officers all the way down to people who come from very disadvantaged backgrounds. One of those cadets happens to come to my detachment. Now, this young gentleman has severe learning difficulties. He cannot read and he cannot write. He has severe ADHD and he can't hold his concentration for much longer than a few seconds. This young man came to our detachment earlier on this year, and he had been turned away from almost every single youth club in Inverness. And as Army Cadets, we were just absolutely astounded that people were willing to do this. People would turn away someone who just wanted to be part of something and belong to something. So during my time in Cadets, I completed 2 instructing courses which allow me to teach lessons up to the 2-star point of our syllabus. So it allows me to teach junior cadets. And as this boy comes to our detachment, it was my responsibility to teach him. And there was one day that he was there and I had to teach him one of the most important lessons, weapon safe handling rules. This is a theory-based lesson. And to try and teach a young man who can't read or write a theory-based lesson, this was a very difficult challenge for me. It really was. I had to be Thank you. I had to really adapt my leadership and communication skills to be able to get the message across to him in a way that he would understand and in a way that he would remember it as well. So in the end, myself and this young man ended up acting out each weapon safe handling rule. For anyone that walked past the room at that point, it was probably a bit of an odd experience for them. But I'm very pleased to say that this young man came back the next week and he could remember 4 out of the 7 weapon safe handling rules. And although that might not seem very significant to many other people, to me that was really rewarding that he had picked up so much just by really breaking it down and trying to understand what sort of things would benefit him the most. Another thing that I noticed throughout my cadet career was during our 2-week annual summer camp, where we go away each year and continue with our star level training. During the time away, I am responsible for the welfare and conduct of numerous cadets. It came to my attention that one of the young girls in my cadets was having a few issues. She came from quite a disadvantaged background. She was a very complicated girl and she had a lot of issues, a lot of things in her life that she didn't feel was right. She thought the world was against her and she felt like there was no need to do anything because it wouldn't benefit her. She was in a real rut, you could say. She didn't think there was anyone there to help her. So when this came to my attention, I took this girl aside and the two of us had a chat. I had to really break it down. I had to understand what was going on in her head, what was making her feel this way. And then from that, I had to adapt my leadership ability to be able to inspire her to want to achieve, to will her to achieve her potential, and to really push her so that she would do it because she was perfectly capable of it. So what we did was we sat and we wrote down a list of goals, a list of things that she could strive for and really push herself to achieve these things. And I'm delighted a year on that this young girl is now pushing right the way through the syllabus and right the way through the rank structure as well. So she really has come on a long way and developed as a person so much. And I'm so proud that I was able to be part of her journey through that. So other than these leadership skills and attributes that the Cadet Force teaches us, it's also a chance to participate in a range of other different opportunities. There's things, community events, charitable events that we get involved in, first aid courses, many different things. But personally, I was given the opportunity to work alongside Police Scotland to participate in a test purchasing investigation. This involved me going into a shop and trying to buy alcohol when I was underage. I was nominated through my school, and then I had to go through a selection phase and an interview. Now, if it wasn't for the Cadet Force, I don't think I would have been able to stand up and get through the interview and speak to some of the highest ranking officers in the police forces. So not only did it teach me self-confidence and respect, but it also allowed me to transfer those things that I'd learned through the Cadet Force to use it in a situation that would open opportunities to me. So the investigation was very successful. Well, I don't know if you could call it successful because quite a few places sold me alcohol. As a result of it, I was invited to an awards ceremony and dinner with the Chief Superintendent and a few of the other senior officers, where I was invited to do a speech and talk to some of the people about my experiences doing that. And I just feel like if it wasn't for the Cadet Force, I would never have been able to go forward for that opportunity and so many other opportunities that I've had the chance to do. So tonight was really just telling you a little bit about my cadet experience, a few snapshots of things that I have done and things that I can use for the rest of my life in any different occupation and in any field of work. The Cadet Forces are so vital because they produce transferable skills that can produce a generation that is mature, competent, skillful, and can progress and develop so many new ideas. So I feel that this is something that communities should really be pushing and driving and supporting. Thank you.